Well, hello and good morning, everyone. A little bit different of a time to find me here on YouTube, but I have decided to bring you guys the first ever controversy cruise cast. So today's episode is going to be live. I figured I would come up here, lay some groundwork of how this is going to go, how the podcast is going to go, because this may end up being something that is either premiered or pre-recorded a couple hours before or a day before. I actually have a poll in the chat for when you guys come in. I want to know, would you guys rather this be a 30-minute live podcast where we come on, we talk about the most controversial cruise topics, cruise and travel topics, or would you rather it be more of a premiere or more of a video that just gets posted so you guys can watch it? Either way, I am here to give you the most controversial topics of the week. I've picked the top three for us to talk about. And I want your opinions, even if you come in for a replay, I want your opinions in the comments because all of these are topics that we could either sit one way on or another way in the cruise and travel space and the industry. So there's so much going on in the cruise and travel industry right now. The growth and the bookings are out and skyrocketing. I mean, people are booking now into 2026, 2027, which is insanely crazy for me. So each and every single cruise line is experiencing their own growth. Some are putting out new ships, some are holding back a little bit, like Carnival being a little bit more reserved and using some of the ships that they have, making them better. They're also giving us in a few years, they've kind of teased some Excel class ships and things like that. So it's really good to come out of COVID and see the cruise and travel industry growing like it is. And everybody, new cruisers, old cruisers booking. I mean, I already have, what do I have? Four more booked for the rest of the year. I mean, and we only have what, 7 more months to go, and I have six more booked. It's insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. I used to take one or two cruises a year, and now here I am taking five or six. So um, before the chat gets away, let's get in and say hello to some people. Now, this is something that might change in this podcast. If I'm doing a premiere or I'm just posting it, we might not be able to get to the comments because they're not going to be live comments. Also, if I end up going live and 30 minutes, I feel like once I get to the chat and once we divulge into all of the controversial topics that I have, if I feel like it's going to take too much, I'm going to let the mods come in here and kind of greet everybody. And we're going to kind of run like that because I really want this to be a really informational podcast where you can come on. You don't even have to watch me. Okay. You can just turn it on, you can listen, and you can expect a 30-minute cruise podcast every single Saturday, right? Without the fluff, without the BS, right? Love the community, but this here is for you guys, right? My expertise in cruising. I want to come up here and I want to talk about the most controversial topics for 30 minutes. So for the first episode, though, let me introduce and say hello to some people because this is a little bit different of a time for me. So hello. Let's see who is in here first. Eddie Lugo Studios. Hello, Eddie Lugo. Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for waking up early with me. Bamanola Adventures. Hello. Welcome in. And yeah, I'm really interested to see if you guys want this to be a live cast like this, which I'm fine with. That's okay. And I know like people like being greeted in the chats, and I have no problem doing that. But I want to make sure that I get the information that I have here out to you guys, and we talk about controversial cruise topics. So, Venture Cast, welcome in. Good morning. Let's get this podcast going. That's right. Journeys with June and Brady. Welcome in. Hello. Good morning, and June and Uncle Brady. Bonetide Traveler says Scott. Hello, Denise. Carnival Cruise Addicts, hello. Hey, Scott. Hey, everyone. Still riding that high from last night's match game. Still have a smile on my face from that match game. Let's see. Good morning, Megs and C's. Welcome into the first episode of the Controversy Cruise Cast. Good morning, Cruise Life TV. Welcome in. Again, still riding that high from last night. Still smiling ear to ear. Thank you very much, VentureCast. I really do appreciate that. I've been thinking a lot about this. I really wanted to do a podcast. I love talking about cruise and travel, but it's one of those things about the chat. In a live stream, if it gets away and takes 20 minutes, so I don't want any of that. I want to come up here and I want to talk about cruising with you guys. And there's another way to get into the chat after you guys weigh in on which side you sit on my controversial topic. So. Yes, and that's the other thing that I figured too. I know that there wasn't a lot of people live on Saturday, so I said, let me just hop on here before work and spend a half an hour with you guys because I love you guys. Good morning, Marjorie. Welcome in. And Cruise Life TV. Okay, so we are down to the bottom. I love that. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to thank everybody that has come in to the Controversy Cruise Cast very first episode. So let's kick this off with a topic that could be definitely a little controversial, but I want to hear what you guys think because as I went down the chat, I saw multiple cruisers, beginning cruisers, and I also saw a lot of veteran cruisers too as well. So Carnival Corporation in whole, so that means Princess, Carnival, Holland, Costa, and Cunard, okay, have all come out and said as of July 2024, July 1st, 2024, this year, they are going to be changing how they present pricing to us. Okay. And this may be something that we all have been waiting for. Now, if you say cruise on different lines, maybe like Silver Sea, or maybe even if you do Royal, or maybe even if you do NCL, you know that when you are presented a price, that price includes your port taxes and fees. It includes sometimes, not always, but the gratuities, and it includes all of the taxes. So there's no extra hidden fees. What they are presenting, and a lot of times for us, Carnival cruisers, we say, oh, it's a little bit more expensive. Maybe that's why we don't go to Royal, or maybe that's why we don't go to NCL. But Carnival said because of this new California law coming out, they have to present the cruise exactly how it is priced out. So your port taxes, your fees, and your gratuities are all going to be on there for all of the lines under the Carnival Corporation. Again, Princess, Carnival, Holland, Costa, and Cunard, as of July 1st, are all going to be, I don't want to say packaging because it's really not a package, right? It's exactly the way, in my opinion, okay, and I'm going to weigh on my opinion, the way that it should be. Right? Because a lot of times when you book your own cruise, if you're not using a travel agent, if you're booking your own and you're clicking on, you see a price, you say, oh, wow, $149 to Ensenada, Mexico, and the Catalina Islands and back for a 4-day cruise. You go and book it, you click through it, all of a sudden that $149 becomes $799. And you're like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. What just happened to the $149 4-day cruise to Ensenada? Well, you got the port taxes and fees, you got this, you got gratuities, you got that, you got everything added on. And I'm not talking about drink package, and I'm not talking about Wi-Fi. Those are all add-on packages. I'm talking about the cruise price itself, right? Because that is a surprise on the Carnival side as of now. And I will admit it, I am a loyal Carnival cruiser. But again, I feel like sometimes there is a little surprise once you go and click through, and then you get your final, what would be the final bill, and you look at it and you go, $7.99. That's almost not even a deal anymore. So what do you guys think about this? Would you like to see, or you don't have a choice, but are you excited about this new kind of pricing that Carnival is introducing? I know it's going to help me a lot. I know it's going to help a lot of first-time cruisers also, because that's kind of the shock value, right? We're talking about a lot of the new-time cruisers. For me, yes, there is still a shock value when I see that $7.99. I'm like, oh my God. And this is talking from experience. This was a cruise I was going to book and go on myself in April. I saw a deal, $149. I can do that. I can even rent a car and drive to California. I'm in Arizona. Click through, $7.99, and the rental car was going to be $300. I was like, no, I can't. I could fly to Florida and go on the Margaritaville at the sea with Bill for the same amount of money. So that's what I did. But it was a little bit of a surprise, but I know for new cruisers, this could be a real shock value. Could it scare you away? The way that the cruise industry is trending, probably not. But you would be like, damn, damn, I just got it. I literally just got it by Carnival because I signed up for 149 4-day cruise, and all of a sudden I'm spending $800. Now, if you saw the 800 and they kind of broke it down, kind of like NCL does and Royal does, and all these other cruise lines have been doing, then it's not as much of a shock value. So I don't know. I'm excited personally to see this. I think this is something that Carnival should have rolled out years ago. I don't work for Carnival, but this is something that I think Carnival should have rolled out years ago. I think they're a little bit later the game, but Carnival themselves, you can see what they're doing and you can see the growth that they're growing now coming out of Carnival and paying off all their debts. And honestly, they're one of the only cruise companies right now that is okay with not having a large order book. Right, you look at Royal Caribbean, right? They're coming out. They just came out with the Icon. They're coming out with the Utopia, right? NCL's coming out with new ships. We got the Sun. I mean, there are so many new ships coming this year, and Carnival said we're not hopping on board. We'll give you teasers. We'll tell you 26, 27, but we're not going to have any new cruise ships for 2024 on the order book. And I think that's smart. Right? Because now they're going in and they're doing all of these things like this present packaging where they're presenting the full cruise to you and they're improving their systems internally. So I like this. Let's see what you guys think. I see some of your answers here. Carnival Cruise Addict says, I think it will help newer cruisers to understand the breakdown. Yeah, I mean, you really do get surprised sometimes when you look at it and be like, wow, there's port taxes and fees. I mean, yes, new cruisers wouldn't know that or wouldn't think about that. But I mean, as you know, and as many people in the chat know, there are port taxes and fees for every single port you hit. And yes, it's getting paid out by you, but in turn, it's getting paid out by the cruise company before you even dock in that port. So Denise says, I think it's a great idea. I do too. I think it's something that really honestly should have happened years ago. Anthony on the move. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Anthony. Welcome in to the first episode of the Controversy Cruise Cast. Denise says, I felt like they've needed to include gratuities from the get-go. They really do. They really do. And I know that some people say that they are they're mandatory, but you can, and this has never ever been me, but I see the line every single cruise. You can go down to guest services and have them taken off. I mean, people are going to look at you sideways, but you can go down and get them taken off. I would never, because let's hope that they all get dispersed to the crew exactly how they should be, and that's exactly paying their salaries or paying a little bit. If you work on tips, you understand. But crazy. The gratuity should definitely be there. Definitely. Meg says, it never made sense to me that they didn't just put the final price. There's a great word. That's what I was looking for, Meg. Thank you. The final price up front and then show the breakdown later. Because there's no, that's being transparent, right? That is being a transparent cruise company. And I think, I'm not saying that Carnival's sneaky, but I think they're seeing the trend and they're seeing this final price in other cruise companies and they're saying, hey, we got to get on board. Otherwise, we're going to start to look like the sneaky cruise company, like, Margaritaville at the Sea or something like that. No, I'm just joking. Don't get mad at me, Jiggy Buffett. But yeah, the final price should definitely be in there for sure. Hello, Scott, Lone Cross MTP. Welcome in, my friend. Cruise Life TV says, it will help new cruisers, but personally, I like seeing the base prices per cabin. I use that for pricing out the cabins. Oh, I like that. It's kind of like a compare, right? So you're like, okay, I can get the inside cabin for $350, but hold on, for another $22 a night, we can get a deluxe balcony. Ooh, let's do that. I can somewhat agree. I think there should still be a breakdown so you can see what the actual room is. And then like Meg said, where the final breakdown so you can kind of see everything that you're paying for, which is coming. Again, July 1st, it's coming. VentureCast says, I think it's a great idea to let people know the total cost up front. It always sucks for us solo cruisers. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. When they float out the low per person price only to find out it's double. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I know that I was paying a double, but I mean, I was trying to do the math, 149 plus 2, I was like 300, maybe it's like 5 something. I can get away all inclusive, like, all in for like 800 bucks. But when I saw it was 800 just, I was like, I can't do it. I love myself. I want to celebrate a birthday, but I can't do it. Can't do it. They need to fix that gratuities. They should never be removable. They shouldn't. I mean, you honestly have to make up some crazy story for them to take it off. But I've heard the crazy stories, believe me, and people do take them off, and they shouldn't. But I believe I've read that they are going to be included at least as of July 1st. So we will see. I'm excited to see the new pricing. I know it's going to be a little bit of a shock value early on. You see, like, whoa, Carnival's prices went up. Like, wait. This is a final price breakdown. This is what we've been waiting for. So I really like that. So everybody, thank you for chiming in on that first topic. So let's get into the second topic. A little bit different. I'm drinking coffee out of my Bahamas mug. Not sponsored by Nassau, Bahamas, but I did get it in Nassau, Bahamas. Okay. So number 2, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. Everybody has been talking about this big, large elephant in the room. Let's talk about it. Okay, tampering with in-stateroom items. Okay, and yes, there was a woman online who we don't know exactly if this was for clout, if it was for views, if it was to teach people how to do this, which awful, right? She actually went into her stateroom with one of those empty big water bottles that are usually in your room. I don't know where she got it, but she had it. And she filled it up by sink, put the cap back on. She even like sealed it. She fakely sealed it or whatever. And she put it nicely back on her shelf in her stateroom. And she took one of the new sealed ones. And she's, yeah, this is how you get free water on Carnival, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure everybody has seen it. There are vlogs talking all about it. But I wanted to address the big elephant in the room. Didn't want to address it first, but we're going to address it right now. So the big fat elephant in the room. I want to know, what do you think should happen to the lady that decided to tamper with in-state water bottles? Now, I was on, I believe it was Jimmy's morning show, or I was on Eddie's morning show when we were talking about it. And they actually brought up, somebody in the chat brought up that you can spike a water bottle. I believe it was Denise who said, well, what's next? They're going to start spiking the water bottles with fentanyl? I said, oh my God, I never even thought about that. That's right. If you can open it, fill it up, what says you can't put something in there before you seal it, right? If you are a malicious person, if you're an awful person, you could find yourself doing that, right? Now, let's think of some other items that you may be able to tamper with in the stateroom, right? Or something like that. Maybe some of the wash items. I mean, I don't know if you are crazy enough, the dispenser in the shower that you press to get all the, I mean, I bring my own, but I know people use it. What says you can't pop that open and, I don't know, put Visine in there or something. I don't know, something that's harmful. I mean, thinking about just the first step. That's the first step. That's what bothers me the most about this. That is the first step. What else is this lady going to tamper with or do in the stateroom or out on the cruise without a regard for other cruisers? It's like she's the only one on this cruise and all the water bottles belong to her, right? All the water bottles belong to her. It's like, oh, my stateroom cabin, he's just going to give me a new one tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. BS, lady. I mean, that got me so absolutely disgusted. Even, let's just say, okay, oh, I was just doing it for clout. I just wanted 1 million views on my TikTok. Okay, but you're still using your platform to come here and you educate cruisers, new cruisers, old cruisers on how to take a water bottle and get it for free and trick somebody else that is checking into your cruise cabin next to drink that disgusting tap water that you've tampered with. Who knows what you put in it? You could have put your big toe in it. Like, disgusting. Gross. For me, if I was John Heald, banned 110%. Not, you are not stepping on any of the Carnival Corporation, Princess Carnival, Cunard, Holland, any of them. You're banned. You're banned, and you and your water bottle go somewhere, lady. I'm sorry. And they still haven't found out exactly what ship. They're looking into the video, but I don't know. I'm getting all passionate. I'm getting all flustered and pissed off about it. But it's the big one in the room. So, good morning, Warmstrong. Welcome in. Let's see. What did you guys say? Hello, Kenny. Welcome in, my friend. Thank you for coming in. First episode, Controversy Cast. As you can see, we're already getting a little controversial. Megs and C says, so gross. Who would do that? Just get a water, lady. That should be a ban. Absolutely. I mean, if anything, okay. So let's rip a little bit of the positive away from this, from the cruisers that have seen this and the travel people that have seen this, right? At least it brought a little awareness to our eyes, right? Because now I'm seeing in the chat, well, I'm going to get my water bottle at the bar, or I always get my water bottle at the dining room, because you can get the big water bottle at the dining room for free, depending on what status you are. But you can still get them at the bars. You can still buy them at the bars. So now this is raising awareness for cruisers, saying, you want to know what? Maybe not all cruisers are created equally. Maybe I'm going to start getting my water bottle at the bar too. And I always get my water bottle at the dining room. I always ask. They're always so nice to bring it out to me. So I don't mess with those. Even before this story came out, I didn't mess with those water bottles. Because I'm telling you right now, unfortunately, she did record it and put it out there, but she is not the first one to do this with the water bottle. She is not. I tell you right now. Carnival Cruise Addicts is banned for life. I agree. VentureCast says, yes, tampering with the water bottle is a big no, and you should be gone if you do it, even if you were doing it as a joke. After what we just went through with the shutdown, absolutely. Anthony says, that was horrible, even if joking. Yes. Even if it was joking, even if it was for clout, even if you just wanted views, I don't care. That is, oh my Lord. That's just wrong on all levels. Who knows what else she is doing? Like what I said, she needs to be banned. You don't know what else she's going around and trying to either get for free or pull one on the cruise line. You're not pulling one on the cruise line, honey. They make billions of dollars. You are pulling it on your other fellow cruisers and your cruise community, and you are being a gross individual and a gross cruiser and a gross human. So, no. And Mr. Bill says, ban. That's right. And Denise, yes, Visine and water can be fatal. I did read another, this is not a travel controversy topic, but I did read where supposedly a wife poisoned her husband by putting Visine in either his coffee or his water. I don't remember. It was an on-land thing. It was a domestic thing. But yeah, Visine. I mean, imagine somebody just putting Visine in, I don't know, the water, or putting Visine in some. I just, no. Reminds me of the people who were removing the tops from the ice cream containers and licking the ice cream. Yep. Like going into, butter pecan, ain't feeling it. Neapolitan, okay, we got it. Okay, coming home with me. Yes, gross. Ban, says Denise. Yes, absolutely, Brad. We do not need those type of people. We definitely don't. We have enough cruisers right now. We don't need them. Yo, Danny D. Yo, Scott. Hello. Welcome in, Danny D, to the first episode. VentureCast says, yes, Anthony on the move. I remember when they had to start locking up the ice cream at Walmart. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Kathy RSVP. Morning, everyone. Got my cuppa. How's everyone doing? Cheers, Kathy. I'm very happy to see you in the last couple lives, Kathy. We're a new connection, new friends. So thank you for coming in. Let's see here. Okay, so we're down to the bottom. So I think we're all in agreement that this lady is gross. No matter what she wanted to do and what her intentions were in releasing this media, just disgusting. Not somebody I want to cruise with. I hope in some way, somehow, AI picks up where she was, what ship she was on, and they served her exactly what they should serve her. They should sit her in a room, play a really loud Carnival cruise ship horn like a billion times, and make her drink like 3 of those water bottles filled up from the sink. That's what I think they should do, and they should also ban her. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, moving on to our last topic before I get super passionate about this, you guys can already tell. Let's talk about our last topic for the day, and it has to do a little bit with gambling. That's right, but a different type of gambling. Now, we know, except for Disney, you can go on a cruise and you can gamble. You can go right into the casino. You can go right into the slot machines. You can go right into a table. You can go into poker. Well, it's digital poker. I'm not a big fan, but you can gamble on cruises. You can gamble on cruises. But what you can't do is you can't gamble outside of the casino. Now, you say, okay, well, they're bringing sports gambling to Carnival and other ships. Yes, you can gamble on sports. You can go in the bar and you can place your bet, sure. But what you can't do is what was just caught on the Luminosa. Now, there were some crew members. There were also some guests that were playing a game, a popular game called Left, Right, Center. Now, this game has 3 dice. It has a bunch of coins. Everybody gets 3 coins, which you could equate to 3 $10 bills. You can equate it to 3 dimes. You can equate it to $3 bills. You can equate it to 300 if you're balling like that. And you get 3 tokens, 3 of your dollars, and you roll the dice, and it's either left, right, or center. And you pass your bills or your coins over to the left side. And if it's center, you keep it. If it's left, you pass it to your left. Right, you pass it to your right. And the person with all of the coins and all of the money wins all the prizes at the end. Now, there was a group that was doing this in a very large quantity. Maybe they were using hundreds, maybe they were using 50s, but they were gambling on the Lido deck on left, right, center. So this must have been a really big game. I've played a game of left, right, center with Max. Well, there is no Max, but I think there was like, how many people were there? It was my family. It was like 14 or 15 people. It was a crazy game. I think we needed to use like 2 sets of the coins because we had that many people. And we were using $5 bills, so the pot was kind of big. And at the end, my aunt won. I think she won like 100 and, I don't know, 90. It was like close to $100. So, I mean, it was worth it. And they were doing this on the Lido. John Heald got a wind of this outside gambling on the cruise. And unfortunately, he had to step in and Carnival had to intervene because there is no gambling allowed outside of the casinos. Now, that you could say, okay, well, that's kind of common sense, but it's really not common sense, right? If you think about it, because if the bills weren't shown or they never got caught, let's just say it was me, Bill, and Will, and I just chose 3 names that rhyme, but me, Bill, and Will, we were all up on the Lido deck, just us 3, and we were playing $100 left, right, center, and we never took the money out of our pockets. We were just playing. Carnival would have never even known that we were playing for $100 bills. We would have went back to Bill's stateroom, and he would have handed me the money. Will's stateroom, he would have handed me the money, and that would have been it. Nobody would have seen anything. But this was a large group. They were gambling, and obviously there was some money exchange, at least seen on cameras, or at least seen by staff members, other staff members, and John Heald had to step in. So I will read this real quick. This is his response to somebody named V. So V. Why has left, right, center been banned? Left, right, center is a game played by hundreds of Carnival cruisers every week on your ships, like I just said. I asked because according to the cruise website, this game has been banned from the ships. We played this game with my friends who cruise with us for many years. Why this game and not others? And there's a little bit more. And then he responds and says, thank you, V. And the game itself has not been banned. Playing for money or any game outside of the casino is strictly not allowed. No exceptions, even for quarters, which you could use for laundry, use for soda. As I may have misspoken about a few days ago, I saw some of the cut and pasting sites who reported my post and reported them on their page and had headline that we have banned the game. We have not. You can play the game all you wish, but for no money. And to suggest that it's so that the money will be still spent in our casinos is silly Billy nonsense. So I don't know. I mean, there's probably people on the Lido deck somewhere playing it right now, whether it's for money or whether it's not. I mean, you could play Uno for money. Let's just be frank. I mean, we have 5 people, and I say, okay, winner gets $100. Everybody throw in $20. You can play Uno for money. Um, but I'm wondering, should this be banned? Should it not be allowed? Not the cruisers, because the cruisers weren't banned, but should the act of gambling outside the casino be banned? Because wait, what's not to say this? Okay, me and Bill are on the Margaritaville this evening, and we're a few chocolate martinis down. I look at Bill. I say, "Hey, Bill, I bet you $50 you won't jump in the pool right now with your clothes on. $50 and another chocolate martini. Deal." Runs in the pool. Oh, everybody's, oh man, look at Warmstrong. You just jumped in the pool, right? Go back to the stateroom. Damn, give him $50. Of course, it's not really betting, but I said, hey, Bill, I bet you won't jump in the pool, right? Same thing. So I want to know, outside gambling, what do you guys feel about it? What do you guys feel? Should it still be allowed, but you do it on the hush hush? Like, are we sneaking it, or should we just cut the left, right, center? I mean, you could play for the coins, the plastic coins, but no money. Keep the gambling inside the casino. I mean, I'm trying to get my points for Carnival, so I'm trying to keep all my gambling inside the casino so I can get those deals, like Mr. Warmstrong Adventures. But I only got that. I got the deals, so I got to keep my gambling inside the casino. Let's see what you guys say about gambling. Had a fun night last night. Today is another fun day. Well, we are so happy for you, Danny D. Hope you are enjoying. Let's see here. I know I have many different personalities through the week, Marjorie. this is my podcasting. I mean, I do get passionate, so I have to show the passion. But yeah, this is me. Just a little bit. Thank you, Bill, and welcome in, Will. I saw you, so I used you as an example when I saw your name pop in. Megs NC says, I mean, the rules are the rules, but there is always a way around anything. You just have to be smart. As long as it doesn't harm others, I don't care. I mean, yeah. I mean, the money exchange isn't harming anybody. But in a big group like that, I had read that there was like 25 plus people playing in this left, right, center game. And of course, it's going to draw attention, right? You see 25 people, you come up, you're like, what's going on? Are they carving ice up there? It's like, it's like, oh, no, they're just playing left, right, center. Oh, wow. Oh, that's just a big game of left, right, center. So, Carnival Cruise Addict says, agreed with you, Megs. Warmstrong said, wait, what? Gambling outside of the casino, that can sometimes bring about arguments. Yes, controversy. That leads to fights. Yeah, there you go, Will. Okay. I think Carnival's point is just on. That Carnival's point is on it. Just my thought. I like that, Will. That's another perspective that I didn't even think about. It could lead to fights, right? You say, dude, I rolled the left, and like it accidentally like rolled over the R, and like that was the last one. It's like, dude, what the? It's like, bro, come at me, and then like, oh, I did. Well, I did not even think about that. I did not even think about it. It could totally start fight because let's be real, most of the people playing left, right, center are probably indulging in a few alcoholic beverages. So you're probably right on that. You're probably right on that. I didn't even think about that. Kathy said, not a gambler myself, but I agree with you, Megan, 110%. Didn't even think about that. Well, that is such a good, see, this is why we're here. Oh, yeah. And so, all of you guys that are in here, too, make sure to check the poll so I know whether I'm going to come up here live and do this live again, and I'll strip the audio and put it on another platform as an actual podcast, or if you want me to pre-record these and then just post them. So that was just a quick question. We'll end that in just a few minutes once I get down to the bottom here. Anthony says, yes, ban on outside gambling. Everyone isn't as level-headed, and the exchange of money can bring some serious emotions and reactions. 110%, especially if you add alcohol in it, right? If you're gambling, like I said, right? And it's like, hey, bro, I won that. It's like, no, you didn't, man. It's like, yeah, man, like, give me my $50. Like, what do you mean? And you get up, you're like, oh, dude, bro. And you like, I can imagine. Even women, like, bro, humans exchanging money for gambling, it definitely can bring out some serious conflict for sure. Did not even think about that. Yeah, should not ban the game. Just give players a warning. 110%. Especially if they, I'm sure this is going to happen now. If the cruise crew sees anybody playing it, they just have to go over and make sure that it's not for money. Those little plastic. I think they're red, tiny little coins like that big. They're like miniature poker chips. So I mean, you can't even say if the chips are on the table and they're like, you're playing for money. It's like, prove it. There's no money on the table. We just have our drink package drinks and 3 plastic coins. Nobody's exchanging any money. So, good morning, Scott McNeil. Another Scott in here. Our way from the middle of the ocean, making our way from Malaga, Spain. Hold on one. Sorry, had an unexpected knock. My bad. Okay, good afternoon from the middle of the ocean, making our way from Malaga, Spain. Well, I hope you are enjoying your cruise, my friend. Let's see here. And Bone Tired Traveler says what Meg said. We do have a quorum. We do. We have 3 Scots in here. Yes, hope you are having a great time, Scott. No, I'm back. Okay, so I'm almost down to the bottom. With the winner will most likely just spend the money on board. Okay, so that's what they said to John. They said, John, the people who win the money are going to put it back in the casino. And he said, that's a bunch of bull dinky, because no, they're not. And honestly, I can't say that I would 110% take the $150 I won from left, right, center and go and put it into the casino. I mean, maybe, probably, but I can't say that for sure. Now, they can look at your trends as how you gamble, right? And that's how you get these different deals. So if they know that you end the night and start the day in the casino, you're going to start to see more of those deals pop up, right? There's no trends, and they can't tell your trend of how you're betting in left, right, center and see if that money is going to end up actually in the casino. So that's not why they banned it, but they can't tell your left, right, center gambling tendencies, and they can't say, well, that 250 is going to end up back in the Venezia casino. It was on the Luminosa, but the Venezia casino. So yes. Bans just result on workarounds nowadays. They really do. Kathy says, was in Malaga, Spain 20 years ago. Remember it being nice. Enjoy your trip, Scott McNeil. He says, it's been going good. Been a little windy, but besides that, thumbs up. Okay. Let's see. Might not be the casino, but could be elsewhere on board. That's right. Okay, so let me end this here, end the poll, see how many of you have answered the poll, and then we are going to get out of here so I don't steal any more of your time today. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so if you haven't answered the poll, please take a second to answer the poll. Good morning, Globies. This is the first episode of the Controversy Cruise Cast. So let me just end this poll right now. Let's see. End the poll. Perfect. Uh-oh. Okay, so 80% of you have said that you want this live, and 20% of you say premiere or posted podcast. So I guess you guys have spoke. For now, we will keep this a 30-minute live session, live podcast. I will strip all of the information off of it. I will probably either put it on Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast to for you guys to digest and enjoy. But otherwise than that, I thank all of you for taking a little bit of time out of your morning to spend with me talking about the most controversial cruise topics in the cruise world. So I hope to see you guys all here next week. Cruise Life TV says, great topics. They need to go for a bike ride. I know. I am going to let all of you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys back here next week for 3 more controversial topics and a nice cup of joe. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love and appreciate all of you. And Scott, Controversial Cruising, out. We'll see you guys next week for episode number 2, the Controversy Cruise Cast. Bye, guys.
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it. Thank you very much.